Okay, perfect. I think we're good to get started. Welcome everyone. My name is Sam Aparicio. I'm your senior graduate recruiter with the Graduate College here today. We're going to talk about our Master of Accountancy, and we'll talk a little bit about the application process, a little overview of the program. Joining me today is the program director, Linda Acevedo. Linda, would you introduce yourself briefly to us, please?
Sure, Sam, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Linda Acevedo, and I'm the MACC director. I'm also faculty for the School of Accountancy, and I want to welcome you guys to this webinar. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. So as mentioned, we are going to talk about our Master of Accountancy. I do want to give you guys a second to kind of familiarize yourself with GoToWebinar. If you've never used this platform before, there is a questions box where you are more than welcome to submit any questions you might have throughout the presentation, and we'll be happy to address those towards the end of our presentation. We'll host a little Q&A in case you have anything particular about the program that you would like to ask about. Now, in terms of any links that you guys request or anything like that, I'll send those in the chat box as well. So feel free to kind of familiarize yourself with the platform. And if you have those questions, feel free to send those in during the presentation. So what we'll cover today, of course, is a little bit about our program and also a little bit about our university if you're not familiar with UTRGV. If you're an alumni, welcome back. We're so happy that you're here and interested in pursuing a master's. And then we'll talk a little bit about how to apply, what kind of documents you'll need to submit for this program, and then of course funding opportunities, how you can help fund your program, a little bit about the tuition and fees and things of that nature. And then of course we'll open it up for Q&A at the end of our presentation. So having said that, if you're not familiar with UTRGV, we do have a long storied educational history dating back almost 100 years, stemming from our two legacy institution, UT Pan American, which was established in 1927, and UT Brownsville, which was established in 1991. So even though UTRGV is still fairly new, we do have a long educational history here at these two campuses. Now, in terms of enrollments, our university is about just under 32,000 in enrollment, and for our graduate students, we make up about 4,863 of that number. So we're growing fast, which we're really excited about that. In terms of accreditation, our institution is fully accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Very long acronym just to say, you know, we are a value-driven institution. So in terms of quality of education, you know, this accreditation requires a high academic standard, not only to be received, but also to be maintained. So you know that you're getting a quality, not only a quality, but an affordable education here at UTRGV. So in terms of modality, the really cool thing about our Master's in Accountancy is that it's actually offered in both the online format as well as the on-campus face-to-face format. For those of you that may be interested in the Accelerated Online program, this program is basically split up into 7-week modules, which are basically mini masters, if you will. And if you're interested in completing this program in a year, you can certainly do that if you're attending full time, which is basically you're taking 2 courses each module, which is, you know, every 7 weeks. However, it is not required to take the accelerated route. If you want to take your time and do 1 course per module, you can certainly do that. The courses in the accelerated format are held 100% asynchronously, so you're not required to come to campus. If you're working full time and maybe you can't make it to campus, then maybe this is a good format for you. In terms of our traditional on-campus format, you are taking courses face-to-face in the classroom. So if you're more of a visual learner and you like to be in the classroom, we do offer this program in that format. So full-time enrollment is 9 credit hours for this program, and the master's you typically can complete within 2 years. Now, Linda, can you share a little bit more about the, you mentioned now we're hosting 5-week long semesters, is that correct?
Well, actually, right now we have 8 week.
8 weeks. Sorry about that. That's
8 weeks. No, that's fine. We're moving next year in the fall semester. We're gonna move to a 5-week face-to-face format. But currently, our face-to-face program, we have 2 courses, which is typically the first course that the students take and the last one that they take in a 16-week format. and the other courses are in 8 weeks. So two courses per semester. So you can take one long semester course and one 8-week course, and then as a matter of fact, I think we're starting our second 8 weeks, and so you keep with a long semester class, and then you take another course in another 8 weeks. So you can easily take 3 classes. It will feel like 2, right? Because you're gonna be concentrating on one, but most students would take those 3 in one semester.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that clarification. So in terms of the flexible program options, you guys get that, that preference. If you're more of a visual learner, the on-campus is available. If you need the flexibility, then the accelerated online is available as well. So in terms of the program overview, this is a 30 credit hour course. Linda, can you tell us a little bit about the concentrations that are offered, and then some of these foundation courses as well?
Absolutely. So we have 5 required courses, or foundation, not foundation, but core courses that are required of every student. And the total number of hours for our degree is 30 hours. So that's 10 classes, of 5 are core. And then the other 5, you can choose from tax, concentration, audit concentration. You can focus on one or the other, or you can do a combination, which is what a lot of students are doing nowadays, choosing from both concentrations. 2 tax, 2 audit, 3 tax, 1 audit. It just depends on the field of your interest, right? Or if you're not sure what is your interest at this time, if you just graduated and you're not sure which route you're gonna take, you can take a combination of both.
Excellent. So you can pretty much pick and choose then, correct?
Correct, yes.
Oh, perfect. So 30 total credit hours, guys. That's 10 classes that you would need to complete that master's in accountancy. Now, in terms of the CPA license, it's 150 credit, 150-hour requirement, Linda, correct, in order to get that licensure?
Yes. So in order to sit for the CPA exam, you need 150 hours. And most students that have graduated with a degree in accounting would have 120, or you would have completed a bachelor's degree, you would have completed 120. So with the master's in accountancy, you would get the other 30 hours, right, to be eligible to sit for the CPA exam as far as the 150 hours are concerned. Now, there's a couple of other requirements, such as we can see here, research and analysis, communication, and ethics. And those you could, by completing the master's in accountancy, you would fulfill those requirements as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that clarification. Now, in terms of students, I did want to talk a little bit about students who don't have the bachelor's in accounting. They can still do the master's in accountancy just with taking a couple of leveling courses, correct?
Correct. So we do have foundation courses, and those are 21 hours. And it may seem like a lot, but I've seen many students complete those foundation courses. And the main reason is that they want to come back and sit for the CPA exam. So regardless of, just getting a master's in accountancy would not complete the requirements of the CPA exam without having a bachelor's in accounting. So the foundation courses in accounting will help fulfill all the requirements as well, or most of them, because there's some business foundations we have that the CPA requires. But for the most part, completing the foundation requirements in accounting and the master's will help you fulfill those requirements.
Excellent. That's awesome. So I do want to transition into talking a little bit about the application process. For those of you that are like, you know what, that sounds great. I'm interested. I want to go ahead and apply. Where can I start? So our application, guys, is actually internal, and you can find it online at utrgv.edu/grad apply. So if you remember, if you went to school in Texas, you probably remember working through Apply Texas. You don't need to work with that anymore. You just access our app through utrgv.edu grad apply, and you'll be able to start the application straight from there. Keep in mind, our application has no cost. There's no application fee, so make sure to take advantage of that. Now, in terms of required materials, here are some of the things that you're going to need to submit with the application. So number one, it's going to be all academic transcripts. All of the coursework that you've done in higher ed will need to be submitted for sure through those official transcripts. If you are a UTRGV alum, you don't have to submit a request for those transcripts. Once you submit your application, our admissions processing team will be able to pull that directly from the registrar's office. If you did your bachelor's at a different institution, then at that point you would have to submit that request for your official transcripts to be sent to us. Now, this program does look for a 3.0 GPA or higher in your last 60 credit hours. So I would say if you are just below that, keep in mind we do a holistic review of an application. So, you know, if you have any type of relevant work experience or anything like that, keep in mind that will help to strengthen your application. So if you feel like your GPA is significantly low, you can always retake any courses that you might need. Let's say you took some courses and you got like a D in one of your, you know, accounting courses or anything like that, or even if you did a different program, you can always retake classes as a non-degree seeking student to boost up that GPA, and then you can certainly apply into the program once you've gotten to that, you know, 3.0 mark. Now, in terms of the letter of intent, this is another requirement for this program. This one is basically you describing what are your professional goals, you know, what interested you in the Masters of Accountancy, why are you pursuing this program, and what would you like to do once you've completed that degree. So if you can be as clear as possible when you're working on that letter of intent so that, you know, Linda and the department can take a look at kind of what your professional goals are, that would be a good way to start with that letter of intent. Your resume, your CV is also required. Like I said, any type of relevant work experience can help to be beneficial for our department as we're looking at the application. So make sure to include that as well. If you're a current student at UTRGV, guys, keep in mind the Career Center is available to help you in terms of looking at your resume. They can critique the resume and help you to strengthen it and format it for you so that you can make sure that it's ready to go. And then lastly, a GMAT score is required for this program. So if you are interested, and let's say, you know, you're looking to apply for the spring, my recommendation is start looking into, you know, those exam dates. The GMAT is offered through mba.com. So my recommendation is apply as early as you can. It takes about 3 weeks once you've taken the exam for that official score report to be ready. So earlier is always better. So these are typically going to be your required documents for this program. And if you're interested in applying for spring 23, our application is already open, guys. January 5th is the application deadline, the priority application deadline for our traditional format, the campus-based format. And if you're interested in the accelerated online format, the application deadline was just pushed back to January the 4th. So, you know, my recommendation is don't wait until the last day. If you have your documents now, you can start the application. Even if you don't have them ready, you can at least start your application effective today because it's already open. So this is what the application will look like once you're ready. You're going to see the drop-down menu here, guys. You'll select number one, which term you're applying for, and then number two, the Master's in Accountancy. So this is what it'll look like once you get to utrgv.edu/grad apply. And once you select your program, you're going to be asked to go ahead and set up your account. This is where you'll set up your username, your password. Once you've created your account, you'll go ahead and move forward with the application. If you guys have questions or run into any hiccups, let me know. If we need to jump on a video call or anything like that, we can certainly do that. So in terms of cost of attendance, maybe you're wondering what tuition looks like for this program. For those of you that are interested in doing the campus-based program, of course, it's going to depend on how many credit hours you're taking. But each course for the traditional program, you're looking at approximately 1,481 is what our current tuition rate is at for Texas residents. So a total estimated cost of just under 15K. One of the things that we really pride ourselves in is being able to offer an affordable education at UTRGV. So if you compare with other universities, you're going to realize we are one of the most affordable universities in terms of our not only our undergraduate but also our graduate program. So for those of you that might be international students, you're looking at about 2,000, a little over 2,700 per course. So about 27K for the total estimated cost of the program. Now, for those of you that are interested in the accelerated online program, one of the really cool things about this program is that the tuition will stay the same regardless of your residency. So each course is approximately 1,416. You're looking at about just over 14K for the entire program. Now, there's no additional fees because, as I mentioned earlier, you're able to complete that program 100% remotely. So make sure to take advantage of that. If you're thinking, you know what, I'm not living in the Valley and I'd like to do that program, you can do it online and you don't have to relocate in order to complete our Master's in Accountancy online. So definitely take advantage of that if you are working remotely. So in terms of funding, a lot of students may not know this, but you can qualify for financial aid at the master's level if you're an eligible student. So US citizen, permanent resident, you can apply for financial aid. Now, the only thing that you need to make sure to satisfy in terms of criteria to be eligible is you have to have clear admission into your program. And then number two, you have to enroll in a minimum of 6 credit hours per semester. Now, if you're doing the online program, this means you could do just one course per module. So let's say you do the spring, you can do one course spring module 1, one course spring module 2, and you would still be eligible for those 6 credits per semester. And for that one, all you have to do is submit your FAFSA at studentaid.gov. If you submitted a FAFSA in undergrad, you're doing the same application. It's the same website. So as soon as you submit the application for admission, you can certainly start on the FAFSA as well. Now, in terms of scholarships, guys, we do have one centralized scholarship application. You can find that at utrgv.edu/apply scholarships. This one's really cool because it doesn't take you more than 25-30 minutes. All you have to do is complete a one-page profile in order to be considered for a number of our scholarship opportunities. And so if you are interested and if you're not sure that you might qualify, I would recommend go ahead and submit the application anyway, because you never know, you might always qualify for a scholarship opportunity. There's more scholarship information at utrgv.edu/grad scholarships. I do want to take the time to talk about the incentives that we're offering this academic year. So I'll definitely elaborate more, but in the spring semester, we're actually offering a $1,000 grad bonus. If you register for the minimum of 6 credit hours in the spring, you will be receiving $1,000 towards your tuition. So my recommendation is apply soon. All you have to do is register for those 6 credits before the first day of class. For those of you that are interested in assistantships, these are typically offered through the department. Linda, do you have any available positions for assistantships in the spring semester that you might know of?
At this time, we don't have any for the spring.
Okay, no worries. If we don't have any through the department this semester, you can actually look through our careers website. Careers.utrgv.edu will show you any available assistantship positions. You don't have to work through the you don't have to work through the College of Business and Entrepreneurship. If you find a position available, for example, in the engineering department, or even with our graduate college or anything like that, if you see assistantship available positions, you can certainly apply as long as you're enrolled full-time. You're typically working approximately up to 20 hours per week, and they typically pay starting at about $5,000 per semester if you end up working through the entire semester. So careers.utrgv.edu is that website if you're interested in applying for any type of assistantship position. Now, in terms of additional aid options, I always encourage students, look up external scholarships as well. If you qualify for an external scholarship outside of the university, you can use that to help fund your program. If you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran and you have active benefits through whether that's the GI Bill or Hazelwood Act, we have staff available who can help you process your paperwork. So if you have questions about those, let me know and I'm happy to get you connected with our team members who can help you with that paperwork. And then of course, if you work for a company that offers any type of tuition assistance benefits, make sure to reach out to either your HR rep, your supervisor, and see how you can qualify for those benefits, because you can use that as well to help fund your program. So this is just a little overview of the funding opportunities. If you have more questions about that, I'll be happy to share my contact information with you if you would like to further discuss those opportunities. So I want to talk about the Grad Select Scholarship as well. This is a scholarship opportunity that we offer through the university, eligible for up to $1,000 if you guys enroll in a minimum of 6 credits. This is a merit-based scholarship and would require an application. So if you are interested in applying, I would say apply early. utrgv.edu/apply scholarships. Once again, is where you'll find that scholarship application. So if you have more questions, I've set up the little QR code here where you can go ahead and scan the QR code, and it's got the information, the criteria, the FAQs, or you can also visit the website utrgv.edu/select scholarship if you would like to learn more about those FAQs. This is the grad bonus that I was talking about, guys. For spring 2023, you can qualify for up to $1,000 if you enroll in those 6 credits or more. Now, there's no separate application necessary for this one. You just have to register before the first day of class. Whether it's the online or whether it's the traditional, you can qualify for this bonus. So it is recommended, make sure that you apply that you enroll in your classes early, because if you enroll after the first day, you will not qualify. So just make sure that you register for those classes before your first day of class. So I wanted to go ahead and leave our contact information here. You'll find my email as well as Linda's email. So if you guys do have questions later on, maybe you're like, hey, I forgot to ask this question, feel free to get our contact info down. If you have specific questions about like the CPA licensing or even the content of the course, feel free to reach out to Linda. If you have questions about the application process, I will be more than happy to help you guys through that process. Our Grad Central team is also available. I went ahead and included their contact information. If you have questions about like course registration, or maybe you have questions about things like your student bill or anything like that, or any type of holds that you might have on your account, our Grad Central team is also available, so you can always reach them. I've left their phone number as well as the email, and you can send in text messages as well.
So if a student has a certain GPA, which is a 3.25 overall and in accounting, we waive the GMAT. Also, if they have another master's degree from an accredited university, we also waive the GMAT. Also, if they already have a CPA license, we waive the GMAT.
Perfect. Yes, thank you for that reminder, Linda. If you guys are looking to qualify for that waiver, as Linda mentioned, if you had a 3.25 in your accounting coursework in undergrad, once we get those transcripts, our team will be able to see if you are eligible based on GPA. At that point, we would remove that GMAT requirement from your list of documents that were required. As she mentioned, also, you have a CPA license already, then you wouldn't have to worry about taking the GMAT. And then lastly, if you did a master's in another institution that is it's accredited by the AACSB, right, Linda? That's fully AACSB accredited, then you would also no longer have to worry about that. We would be able to see that once you submit those official transcripts from the institution that you completed. So thank you so much for that reminder, Linda. Feel free, like I said, to get our contact info down. If you have something come up later on, we will be more than happy to help you with any questions that you might have. So thank you guys so much for joining us during the lunchtime session. It's been a pleasure having you guys here. Linda, thank you so much for your awesome support. I appreciate you being here and helping us to learn a little bit more about our Masters in Accountancy. You guys have a wonderful day. You will be receiving a copy of the recording by tomorrow once it's been processed. So if you need to refer back to it, you can always do that. But as well, as I mentioned, feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Thank you guys once again. You guys take care and have a wonderful day. Thank you, Linda.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thank you. You
We'll
too.
see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.